Okay, there we are, safely into the next round, semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and we've drawn City over 2 legs as well. That's fantastic. You know what, I kind of would have liked them in the final to really go for it, but 2-legged tie against City, absolutely why not? But let's talk about today's game. Common themes. We wasn't great in the first half. I thought we were sloppy. It wasn't just one player that was bad. I thought collectively as a team, we absolutely dominated possession, which was always going to happen against Colchester. I haven't seen the official stats, but it felt like it was like 95% possession. It really was that strong. We were literally all over them. But just couldn't muster up key chances for a while until the deadlock should have been broken with Marcus Rashford. And he had to score. Yes, there was an argument for offside potentially, but from where I was, I think I saw the replays and the flag stayed down and it did look like he was just onside. Had to score. Great ball from Pereira. But the passing was just slow. The passing was lethargic. I thought we wanted too many touches on the ball. And it looked like the same common theme. And I actually thought it was worse than the AZ Alkmaar game, because at least in that first half, you could say Alkmaar had some players. They had some decent players who can get on the ball. And that's no disrespect to Colchester, but they're 9th in division in League 2. And they didn't get out of their half. They literally were defending the whole half, which is to be expected. And actually had a decent shot in the first half, which kind of whistled past the post. Wasn't as close as some people may have thought, but they showed resilience and they showed stubbornness. And there were worries that we were just going to see the same thing. And then when we do score in the second half, we always had to raise it, and you're worried there. And also, I want to say before the second half, actually, the team that Solskjaer picked tells you everything you need to know about how seriously he's taking it. I actually thought, I don't want to say it was too strong for Colchester, but I was very surprised. I didn't expect to see the team as strong as it was. So going into the second half, you're thinking we've got to raise it. And it was joy, but it was when we scored, obviously, because you're happy when we score. But when you deep it kind of feeds into this counter-attacking thing. It took for Colchester to take a gamble. They went forward. They were kind of in down the right-hand side. I think their player took a shot. Very comfortable save for Romero. And then we go and score from the counter-attack when Colchester players are out of position. They're caught higher up the pitch. And then we go, and that naivety probably went against Colchester in the end, to be fair. What would it have been like if they didn't gamble and probably thought, you know what, let's just keep our low block. I know there's if, buts and maybes, but for me, it did make me think. The floodgates opened after that. Second goal was an own goal. Rashford would have tapped that in, surely, if their player didn't. And then Martial gets himself on the score sheet. So all in all, look, you don't want to moan too much, but I think it's important when you do win in that manner, you have to look at the whole context of the game. I think Rashford, just to talk about his performance, it was like the Rashford that frustrates us in the first half. You know, he had a free kick that was on target, fair enough, but he was snatching at chances, and it goes back to when Rashford has time to think, and then he gets a little bit unconfident after snatching at chances. He rushes. It doesn't go so well for him, and then he scores the hardest one out of the lot. Cuts in off the left-hand side, good ball through. Was it Mata who played the ball for? I think it was. I can't remember. Or Matic. I can't remember. And then he jinks inside it and takes his goal well. I thought Greenwood, he came in and out of the game. Anything he did do, he did well. He tried. Pereira tried as well, but again, his passing was letting him down. That's a lot of clapping over there. Thought that's clapping for me. His passing let him down a little bit, but then he should have had an assist because he laid it on the plate for Rashford. So across the back four, the changes that were made, I thought Harry Maguire did what he needed to do. He almost played as a central defensive midfielder, or central attacking midfielder, sorry. He was so far advanced, and he nearly scored as well. But the back four almost had nothing to do. I think there was one breakaway in the second half, like I said, when they had a shot. And in the first half, they had a shot just outside the box. Other than that, they didn't really have anything to do, and neither did Romero. So you can't really judge it. The onus was always going to be, and the real judgment was always going to be in midfield and attack. And to be fair, for how lethargic we were in the first half, we still should have scored. So I know people are going to say it was absolutely dreadful, which it was boring at stages. It was, and you were thinking, flipping it, is this going to be another Rochdale? Is this going to be another AZ Alkmaar? But there were still chances, and I think if Rashford gets that goal earlier, I think Colchester heads go down earlier, and then the floodgates probably open earlier. So I don't want to be too critical, I don't want to be too negative, but at the end of the day, we've won the game. City, look, I think they would have learnt their, or try to address some of the things that went wrong for them when they played us a couple of weeks ago, or even last week at the Etihad. But I don't buy into we can't beat them over 2 legs. Of course we can. You've seen how we've been performing against the big sides. We've got a good record against the big sides. We step up, and they are going to dominate a lot of the ball and we're going to be playing on the counter-attack. So it actually makes it quite an exciting game. Whether you think the Carabao Cup's going to be a good thing for us to win or not, for me, it obviously is, because winning anything's good. It might not mean necessarily that we're going to kick on to great things. We won the Carabao Cup under Jose, and that didn't exactly mean that we went on to great things. It ended in tears. But right now, right here, right now, for these players, for this manager, for Solskjaer, it's only going to breed confidence. But like Ricky said in his fan cam, if we do only end up with the EFL Cup, Carabao Cup and nothing else, and don't get top 4, then obviously it's not going to be a great season. We won't be celebrating the EFL Cup. But for the context of it, you've got to be optimistic. You've got to be pleased that we're in the semi-final. You can't want us to be out of it. You can't want us to lose. No Manchester United fan wants that. So I'm pleased we got City. You know, it'll be a good test. It would have been nicer to get them in the final and have a real big day out at Wembley, instead of potentially winning it against them in 2 legs and playing either Villa or Leicester in the final. But you can look at it like, if you get past City, then there's a really good chance we beat either Leicester or Villa in the final. But we've got to get past City. That leads us on to Watford. And like I said in the Flex and Rant show, man, it's all about how they set up. It's all about how they set up. I think if they go for it, if they get excited because they're at home and they want to go for us, hammer and tong, I think we've got a chance. I think we can counter them. I think we can get in behind them. But if we go there and we struggle, they play a low block and they stay solid, they stay rigid, which is the latter I think Nigel Pearson will set up with, I think it'll be a struggle, man, and we're going to have to get that first goal. I think if we get that first goal, especially if we get it early, we can get Watford into that mood that they've been in all season, struggling to score goals, and more importantly, struggling to not concede goals. If we can feed into that narrative, then that will help us. But the longer that game goes 0-0, I will worry. For me. So Solskjaer's got to find a way to get us playing front foot attacking football, because I don't think they're going to come at us all guns blazing. I think they're going to be stubborn. I think they're going to be rigid, and I think they're going to be most of all committed. So we need desire, we need creativity, we need passion, and we need intuition to win that game. We need to win that game. You've got Spurs and Chelsea playing each other, so we need to start capitalising on some of these results. But we've got to take care of our own business. My man of the match today. Very difficult, because there was no one who really stood out. I thought Maguire did okay. He made himself more advanced because he thought, you know, I don't need to be here. Nearly scored, played some good balls as well. Matic I thought was all right as well. I'm going to give it to... Oh, it's really hard. I'll give it to Mata. I thought he looked bright. I thought he tried to get on the ball. He was quick with his passing, good at sliding people in. I'll give it to one Mata. Anyway, peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.